In a small town where the morning smelled of fresh bread and flowers, there lived a boy named Egor. He was 9 years old, and more than anything in the world he dreamed of having a dog. Every day after school he stopped by the pet shop window and looked at the puppies for a long time. Some were fluffy, others were funny and clumsy, but one small brown puppy always looked straight at him with kind eyes. But Igor's parents still did not allow him to have a pet. They said, "A dog is a big responsibility. You need to feed it, walk it, and take care of it every single day." Igor nodded and promised that he would manage. He even started cleaning his room by himself and helping his mother around the house to prove that he was already grown up enough. One autumn day, when a light rain was falling from the sky, Igor was coming home from school. The wind swirled yellow leaves through the empty streets. Suddenly, near an old bench, the boy heard a quiet whimper. "Who's there?" he asked carefully. A tiny dirty puppy peeked out from under the bench. He was shivering from the cold and looking at Igor with frightened eyes. His fur was wet, and one ear hung down in a funny way. "Poor little thing," whispered the boy. Igor took off his scarf and gently wrapped the puppy in it. The puppy immediately stopped shaking and softly licked the boy's hand. At home, Igor's mother was surprised. "Igor, where did this dog come from?" The boy told them everything. His father looked carefully at the puppy and said, "It seems he has no owner." They gave the little puppy warm milk, washed him, and made a bed for him in a box with a soft blanket. The puppy quickly fell asleep, quietly snoring. The next day, Igor put up posters all around the neighborhood, "Found a puppy." But a week passed, then another one, and no owner ever appeared. During that time, the puppy became very attached to the boy. He followed Igor around the apartment, brought him slippers, and happily wagged his tail whenever Igor came home from school. "We need to give him a name," said Mom. "Let's call him Druzhok," Igor happily suggested. Everyone liked the name. From then on, the boy and the dog became true friends. Every morning, Igor walked Druzhok in the park. The puppy cheerfully ran along the paths, chased pigeons, and tried to catch falling leaves. In the evenings, they played together at home. Igor threw a ball, and Druzhok always brought it back. One winter day, something bad happened. Igor went sledding with his friends near the forest. The children laughed, played, and built snow forts. Druzhok ran nearby too, but suddenly a strong snowstorm began. Snow whirled around so heavily that it became difficult to see the road. The boys got scared and ran home, but Igor accidentally turned the wrong way. A few minutes later, he realized he was lost. The boy tried to find the road, but all around him there were only trees and snow. He became frightened. "Mom, Dad," he whispered softly. Then nearby he heard a familiar bark. "Druzhok!" The dog ran up to the boy and started pulling at his jacket as if showing him the way. Igor followed his friend. Druzhok confidently ran ahead, sometimes turning around to make sure the boy was still behind him. After some time, lights from houses appeared in the distance. "We're home!" shouted Igor. When they returned, Mom hugged her son tightly, and Dad patted Druzhok on the head. "Now that's a real friend," he said. From that day on, Igor's parents never again said that a dog was only a responsibility. They understood that sometimes a pet becomes a true member of the family. And Egor often thought about that rainy autumn evening. If he had walked past the little puppy under the bench that day, he would never have met the most loyal friend in his life. And every time Druzhok happily greeted him at the door, the boy smiled and said, "I'm so glad we found each other."